she wants in here now. Alright. Boo, ba, boo, ba. Weird. Alright. Getting set up. How's everybody doing? Looks like a bunch of people have joined already. Just a moment. If any of you are currently trying to send me a message or say hi or anything like that, I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to fix that right now. Bear with me a moment. Wow. Ah, there we go. All right. Looks like we got that fixed. Oh, hi, Yuma. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ooh. Meh. Hello, Wolfgang. Phaze is doing rather well. Actually, we're getting ready to do story time. Actually ran into some minor little technical things here. Tons of fun, you know. It's kind of how it is. Bam. All right. Wow, 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 mic testing. Oh. How's everybody doing? We're actually going to get started here in just a few minutes. Wolfgang, how are you? Yuma, welcome, Yuma. You're dying of the Arizona heat. Ah, well, you can always come here to Colorado, where it's like 40 degrees. Well, you can always come here to Colorado, where it's like 40 degrees. Yeah. Blah. I think I picked out a cute one for everybody today. How's Wolfgang doing? Good old Flagstaff. Have you ever been to Snowflake? No? Oh, okay. I've been to Arizona once, maybe twice. And when it basically was in Phoenix, I think Flagstaff and Snowflake. I don't really remember why I was there. I think I was just kind of passing through. But hey, I can say I've been to Arizona. Haven't spent much time there though. All right, we're going to give it just a couple more minutes to let people join. And then we're going to get started with the story of the day. Just so everybody knows, if you see me do like this movement and it pauses for a second, that's me taking a drink of water. That's completely fair. I like to go places and and I like to kind of do a 50-50. I like to do some of the touristy things, but I also really like doing the not so touristy things, the spots and places that only like locals, the people that grew up there know. I think it's fun. But some of the touristy stuff can be really cool to go do too. Can't let them have all the fun. We got to... Bam. What? What? Like I said, we're gonna get started here in just a couple more minutes. Ba ba da da, ba da da da. Ooh, today we're going to be reading a story from the Brothers Grimm of Elmo's World. Oh my gosh. Is that show still a thing? I want to say I remember when that first became a thing. Elmo's World. All right, the reason why we're waiting a couple moments is there's literally one person that keeps telling me they're trying to get on, so I'm waiting for them to get on. So we're going to give them just another like 3 minutes, and then we're just going to start. Oh, thank you. I figured the background was nice and relaxing, so that's why I chose it. Hello, Preserved. Welcome. If you're here for story time, we're going to start here in about 2-ish minutes. I mean, I haven't actively watched Sesame Street in a really long time, but like my nieces and nephews were watching it as they grew up. Didn't they just cancel it like 2 years ago? But about 1 more minute. See if they join, and then we will get started. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. All right. I think we're going to get started. leg stretches. Very important. Very, very important. All right, welcome everybody. This is Storytime with Phaze. Today we're going to be doing the Wolf and the Seven Little Kids, which is an original Brothers Grimm fairy tale. During the reading of the story, I'm not going to be paying attention too much to the actual chat room. So if you're trying to get my attention or anything like that, you will have to wait until we're done. Without further ado, let's get started. The Wolf and the Seven Little Kids by Wilhelm Grimm. Sorry about that. Let me click out of this thing. I had this ad pop up on my screen and take up the whole screen all of a sudden. There was once upon a time an old goat who had 7 little kids and loved them with all the love a mother for her children. One day, she wanted to go into the forest and fetch some food. So she called all 7 to her and said, "Dear children, I have to go into the forest. Be on your guard against the wolf. If he come in, he will devour you all, skin, hair, and all. The wretch often disguises himself, but you will know him at once by his rough voice and his black feet." The kids said, "Dear mother, we will take good care of ourselves. You may go away without anxiety." Then the old one bleated and went on her way with an easy mind. It was not long before someone knocked at the house door and called, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought back with her for each of you." But the little kids knew that it was the wolf by the rough voice. "We will not open the door," cried they. Thou art not our mother. She has a soft, pleasant voice, but thy voice is rough. Thou art the wolf." Then the wolf went away to a shopkeeper and bought himself a great lump of chalk, ate this, and made his voice soft with it. Then he came back, knocked at the door of the house, and cried, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought back something for each of you." But the wolf had laid his black paws against the window, and the children saw them and cried, "We will not open the door. Our mother has not black feet like thee. Thou art the wolf." Then the wolf ran back to the baker and said, "I have hurt my feet. Rub some dough over them for me." And when the baker had rubbed his feet over, he ran to the miller and said, "Strew some white meal over my feet for me." The miller thought to himself, "The wolf wants to devour someone," and refused. But the wolf said, "If thou wilt not do it, I will devour thee." Then the miller was afraid, and made his paws white for him. Truly, men are like that. So now the wretch went for the 3rd time to the house door, knocked at it, and said, "Open the door for me. Children, your dear little mother has come home and has brought every one of you something back from the forest with her." The little kids cried, "First show us thy paws, that we may know if thou art dear little mother." Then he put his paws in through the window, and when the kids saw that they were white, they believed that all he said was true, and opened the door. But who should come in but the wolf? They were terrified, and wanted to hide themselves. One sprang under the table, the second into the bed, the third into the stove, the fourth into the kitchen, the fifth into the cupboard, and the sixth under the wash bowl, and the seventh into the clock case. But the wolf found them all, and used no great ceremony. One after the other he swallowed them down his throat. The youngest, who was in the clock case, was the only one he did not find. When the wolf had satisfied his appetite, he took himself off, laid himself down under a tree in the green meadow outside, and began to sleep. Soon afterwards, the old goat came home again from the forest. Ah! What a sight she saw there! The house door stood wide open. The table, chairs, and benches were thrown down, and washing bowl lay broken to pieces, and the quilts and the pillows were pulled off the bed. She sought her children, but they were nowhere to be found. She called them one after another by name, but no one answered. At last, when she came to the youngest, a soft voice cried, "Dear mother, I am in the clock case." She took the kid out, and it told her that the wolf had come and had eaten all the others. Then you may imagine how she wept over her poor children. At length, in her grief, she went out, and the youngest kid ran with her. When they came to the meadow, there lay the wolf by the tree, and snored so loud that the branches shook. She looked at him on every side and saw that something was moving and struggling in his gorged belly. "Ah, heavens!" she said. "Is it possible that my poor children, whom he has swallowed down for his supper, can still be alive?" Then the kid had to run home and fetch scissors and a needle and thread, and the goat cut open the monster's stomach, and hardly had she made one cut than one little kid thrust its head out, and when she cut further, all six sprang out, one after the other, and were all still alive, and had suffered no injury whatever. For in his greediness the monster has swallowed them whole. What rejoicing there was! They embraced their dear mother, and jumped like a sailor at his wedding. The mother, however, said, "Now go and look for some big stones, and we will fill the wicked beast's stomach with them while he is still asleep." Then the 7 kids dragged the stones thither with all speed, and put as many of them into his stomach as they could get in. And the mother sewed him up again in the greatest haste, so that he was not aware of anything and never once stirred. When the wolf at length had had his sleep out, he got on his legs, and as the stones in his stomach made him very thirsty, he wanted to go to the well and drink. But when he began to walk and move about, the stones in his stomach knocked against each other and rattled. Then cried he, "What rumbles and tumbles against my poor bones? I thought 'twas 6 kids, but it's not but big stones." And when he got to the well and stopped over the water and was just about to drink, the heavy stones made him fall in, and there was no help, but he had drowned miserably. When the 7 kids saw that, they came running to the spot and cried aloud, "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" and danced for joy around the well with their mother. The end. Blah. Brothers Grimm's, they hold nothing back. I do hope you enjoyed that story. Oh, Eric, thank you. Eric, were you here for all of it? When did you come in? Like 8 minutes ago? Ah. So you got some of it. Ah, it's all good. I'm doing rather well, Eric. Thank you. How are you doing? Hmm. Wow. Oh, well, alrighty. Well, thank you guys, those of you who joined in and listened to the story. Really appreciate it. It was. I hope that you enjoyed it. Next week. Next week we'll also do. So on Tuesday we'll do another story from the Brothers Grimm. Um, I'm trying to get it up so I can tell you the right name. We'll do the Frog King. Is the next one that I have planned. So we'll probably do that on Tuesday, and then Friday, we're going to try and do a story adventure game. So don't forget on Friday to log in to Storytime with Phaze, because you, the audience, are going to be the ones that help make the decisions as we go through the game. Um, so definitely make sure you're there, because you will help the story go forward. But outside of that, thank you so much for logging on. Thank you so much for your support, and we will chat with you later. Bye. And Eric, I did see your question. Yes, I will be live again later.